and hit him.
Hi everybody, how you doing? And welcome to our new episode, learning with the staff, the Tien and the umbrella. And I hope today we're gonna get some new material that you can practice at home. Those exercises are good for self-defense, for fighting, and of course for self-development with all those weapons. Those weapons, some of the techniques coming from Shaolin Kung Fu, some comes from other style, and of course the Taifushin style. So I hope you enjoy it. We're gonna go to the nature now, and I'll see you there. So let's go. Alright guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you a few techniques with an umbrella and a stick and a Tien, the Chinese sword, straight sword. So if you're having an umbrella and you're walking on the street and there's rain, number one, remember the floor is wet, so you might be slippery. So you don't want to do like crazy high kicks, jumps and all that, because you might slip and break your neck or your chin or whatever. I had some chin injuries when I was a very young kid. I hit my chin, open it up, stitched it a few times. So when the floor is slippery or the ground is not really stable, you have to think about what kind of exercises and which kind of techniques are really well for that environment. So you always have to apply the fighting skills into the right surface and the right surrounding. Are you in a close quarter with buildings, small streets is one thing, or you're in an open space? Are you on the grass, asphalt, stones, sand, etc.? So all those things have to bear in mind. And the umbrella, the good thing about the umbrella, you can pick, you can hit it with a tip, you can hook, you can hit, and of course, and strike and block and all those motion. And also you can open it up and you can defend. Like if somebody throws something on you, so you can defend, or you can just thrust and then you can disappear also. It's a good way to cover yourself and disappear from the opponent. For example, I can disappear here and strike him with a fist, right? I disappeared and hit him with a kick. I disappeared and hit him with a back fist. So all those motions are very essential, and you can use them in a fighting motion. So of course the umbrella is not strong, so if you hit it or you can grab it, but if you're fast enough, you play with it, you can strike different sides, open, close, also make noise, and you can use that in a fighting skill. So I'm going to show you now one exercise when the umbrella is actually closed and I strap it. Okay, so I close it here. You can hold it at the tip, so then you can strike, and you can also hold it at the lower bottom. You have more leverage when you hit. You still have enough length to hit the opponent. And you can also hold it in the center. So when you hold in the center, you can use both ends to strike. So you can also hook, or you can also stab, and you can also hit and parry and block and remove and all that. If you hold the other tip, then you can actually hook. And you can release, and then you can strike. Like I hook his neck, then I release, and I strike the throat, or the nose, or the eyes area, or the temples area, or the side of the neck area. All those areas can be vulnerable. And also you can hit with the back of the umbrella. I can hit with the back side. This is actually powerful. If you hit in the face, it's really powerful. We start with a strike from the side. So I'm going to hold it in the center and the tip will be down. So I'm going to hit 1 and to the side of the temple, and then I hit 2. Then I will do like an uppercut. So I go 1 and 2 and I stop. Like a thrust to the throat. Huh? Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, I can go the other way around. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so it's pretty essential and pretty effective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for example. Also, I can hold his neck, like he punch me, I block him, I hold his neck, thrust, and I come back. So I go, and I hit his face. All right, thank you guys. Hope you like it. So I want to show you now a few techniques with the Tien. It's also called Tien, the straight Chinese sword. So let me get it. Okay, so this is a Tien or the Tien, and this is a very simple one. You can see it's a little bit rusty and old. It's more for training. Usually they use it for wushu. Very fluffy. I'm not crazy about it, I must admit. When I saw it first in China, I said, what is it? I'm used to Japanese sword, but they're very high quality and all that. But you get used to it. And it's really nice with the movement, because when you practice with the Tien, you want to have this agility, flexibility, softness of movement, and the speed, and you know, all those fluid transfer motion. It's important to have a weapon that can respond to that. And if the weapon is very stiff, it's like your chi is blocking. Same for the stick. Like for example, if I take the long stuff and it's like the bow, the Japanese ones is a very stiff one. But for example, this one that is from rattan, you see, is very flexible. Also, the Chinese gun is also very, very flexible. So when you do the motion, you have this whipping motion. It gives more fluid to your chi and to the movement. So I think it's much more appropriate to use those ones, because you can really feel the motion well, and you can transfer it into your weapon and into the opponent's body and his vital points. So we start with this one, and let me show you a few ones. First of all, when you hold it, you want to hold it this way. You want to make sure that the pillow of your pinky is a little bit above the center. Okay, so that's one way. When you strike, you use your hand and the wrist very, very freely. So you get a free motion of your wrist. If your wrist is stiff, the movement is not fluid. You're going to block your chi and the weapon won't respond the way you want it to. So this is very important to create that fluid motion. All right, so let's start with one technique. We start from here. The Tien is at your hip, and the other hand is, we hold it in a Tien Shou, which means sword, straight sword hand. Okay, we have Dao Shou when we use this part to hit, like the broadsword, and we have the Tien Shou. Okay, so Tien Shou we use 2 fingers, like we are resemble the tip of the sword, and then we can actually strike the opponent vital points. Okay, 1, Surya Bu, and 2. Okay, then we step forward. So we stand in the Surya Bu, which means 6-4 stance, 60%, 40%, and the hand is up, and I'm pointing it to his eyes. Then the sword is here, and I move forward, and I thrust. Okay, so I move forward and thrust. And then when we move back, I will rotate the sword and bring it back to my hip. All right, so let's try. 1 and 2. Okay, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and I stand in a dolly booth. Okay, so you can try that too. The next and last exercise for today, for this short tutorial, is the goon. We're gonna do a back figure 8, and we're gonna add something in it. All right, let's try. So we start with one hand, and we move. And continue with an execution like that. Okay, so I start 1, 2, 3, 4. I add another hand, I accelerate, I move 1 and 2. Three and 4. Okay, you try that. Let me try another one. I'll do it in slow motion so you can follow. And the next one going to be a little bit different. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial with the umbrella, the long staff, and the straight sword, Tien, Gun, Payong in Filipino, and in Spanish. Try to make best use of it, practice it, enjoy it, and I hope to see you soon again. Don't forget, subscribe here, more clips here, and soon we're gonna have a new website. And yeah, train hard, get strong, and be safe. Alright, with Taifushin spirit, see you next time.